This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
You all are married, you've been together for 3 years, but you're living in separate homes. Ms. Thomas, why have you opened your case today?
I'm just here basically to prove that my husband's a cheater, always been a cheater. I love him for the life of me, but this endless list got to stop. He is a cheater.
Okay, so you're saying you know he's a cheater, he's always been a cheater?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, have you always been a cheater?
No, ma'am, I have not. The only way she's thinking this is because when me and her first got together, it's because of the fact I had another woman living with me, and I was getting ready to get out my house because she claimed that she was pregnant for me, and she wasn't.
So I don't get calls from lots of women all times of night. I'm just losing my mind, I guess.
But you all are married.
Yes.
sir.
But you're living in separate homes.
Separately,
Yes, sir.
yes.
All because you think he's cheating.
All because I know he's shooting texts from other women, calls from other women, pictures
Now,
from
you know
other
that's a lie.
women.
If all of this is happening, popping off, why are you with him?
Honestly, Your Honor, he's a great provider. He's a great father. He's there when the kids go to sleep, there when they wake up. Like, he is an awesome person. Like, we are always on the same page when we're together. He makes sure we connect when I need something.
So when it's good,
When it's good, it's good. When it's good, it's great.
It sounds like she's talking about two different people. On the one
Yeah,
hand,
I was like, okay.
I'm like, is this the same person?
No.
Now, Mr. Thomas, we know what she likes about you. What do you like about her?
Well, Your Honor, I love her to death. I'd do anything for that lady. I mean, honestly, she take care of my other half of the kids. I have 5 kids with another woman.
Wow.
She made sure she take care of all 11 kids. My kids love her to death.
Wow.
And this is why this ring is off right now. Until the truth is done and everything is out, I'm not putting it back on. See,
So you've taken your ring off.
off.
I'm more than willing to do anything I got to do to make sure that we come back into the same home again, because it's tearing the household up. It's messing with the kids bad, because they're getting rebellious. They're doing all kind of other little stuff.
So Thomas, I see tears in your eyes.
I mean, it's a lot that's going on, like literally.
So you are here fighting to keep your family together.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now you put out there in the world that he's a cheater, always been a cheater. What proof do you have this man who's standing here with tears in his eyes is a cheater?
Well, for one example, Your Honor, I get the mysteriously phone calls at the night. A girl called me one day and she was like, listen, I was with your man and the nights that he leave and sneak off, say he with his boys, we're really having oral. And I'm like I'm confused. I just
Okay,
don't
wait,
understand.
hold up. A babe calls you up
Right.
and says, when your husband is out with the boys or out, at least once a week he's coming having oral sex with her?
Right, absolutely.
And she just called you out
And
of the
what do
blue.
you do with that?
What do? I wake him up and have a conversation, get up. He leaves at 10:30 at night.
So you wake him up to have this conversation and his response is to leave.
And the reason why I got up and left,
Tell me.
because I know who the person is. It's my ex-girlfriend. She just jealous. She jealous of Takara, because every time Takara say, I want this, I make sure she have.
So this ex-girlfriend has it out for your relationship.
She got a vendetta against her.
She's trying to jeopardize your marriage.
Literally.
So she made up this whole story about you having oral sex. You are not having oral sex is what you're
I
testifying.
I don't mess with that girl, period.
You don't, do you mess with any woman?
No, ma'am.
So you're saying this is all made up, she just being a first-class hater.
That's it, basically.
All right. I don't know. What else she got?
Well, Your Honor, for 2, we both going to work, and I get to work, I get a mysterious phone call. Well, a text, because I'm at work. I check my phone, I see a picture, and it makes it sound with our man. I'm like, our man? I have the evidence to prove pictures.
Okay.
You've got
If
the
you
picture?
want them, I do.
The,
Okay.
picture, the picture that she got, that's...
Currently.
Ron, would you grab that
old
for us,
picture.
please?
Yes, Sean.
Picture this.
That's
Yes.
an old picture. That's from the same...
Hold on, we'll give you a
Oh.
chance, Mr. Thomas.
I have the pictures to prove.
She texted you while you were at work.
Right.
And says,
said,
I'm with your man.
Your man / our man.
Our man.
Oh, well.
And then she sends you this picture.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks like a current picture.
Absolutely, and pictures don't lie.
Yeah.
I say
Current
pictures don't
picture.
lie. I don't know about y'all, but I do say pictures don't lie.
Pictures are strong
That is
evidence of
current
something
picture,
happened.
man.
Pictures don't lie. I don't care what you
So,
say.
Mr. Thomas,
Pictures don't lie.
That's my ex-girlfriend, sir.
the same one?
The same one that be driving her crazy, driving her up the wall.
Okay, wait a minute. The woman in this picture is the same woman who called and said you have oral sex
Yes,
Once a
ma'am.
week.
once a week. She's also the same one that is inboxing her on social media.
Yes, ma'am.
And now she's texting pictures of you and
Now,
her.
That picture is old.
So how old are you saying this picture is?
That picture is at least about a year old.
But you've been with your wife since February of 2015.
Miss, this is how it's been with me. Every time that girl catch me somewhere, she try to take a picture of something and make it look like that we are together.
No.
But you're in contact with her.
Look at this picture. You all snuggled up to her and smiling.
Miss, that is an old picture.
Right.
You said it's a year old, and you've been with Miss Thomas. You've been together for 3 years. And this is a year old, so this is since you've been with her, and this is not some picture that was taken like from afar off.
Or like a real quick.
Yeah, you all are hugged up together.
And you smiling about it.
Yeah.
Your Honor, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing.
Okay.
It was something because there's photographic evidence of it. I'm looking at something.
Just listen, Your Honor, this don't make no sense to me.
It don't make any sense to me either.
I'm tired.
So we're all on the same page with that.
That's just one of the stories, because his boss, they come pick him up for work. He came to pick him up. I guess Edward forgot that he told him to come pick him up from my house. And when he came to pick him up, guess who wasn't there? So he proceeds to call Edward on his phone, and I hear him say, okay, I'll meet you up here on Indian Hill Road and Pine Hills Road. So I'm like, cool, let me grab these car keys and make it up here, because I want to see where he meet him at. So as soon as I see the work truck pull off, I pull behind it, follow him. I follow 3 cars lightly so he can make sure that I'm not behind him.
Because that's what a pro does.
He can make sure I'm not behind him. So I get there, block the truck in, I jump out.
You block the truck in?
I park right behind it so they can't pull out.
She's good.
I'm like, you got a second career working here. Go ahead.
I do. So I say, I'm like, what's up? I thought you was already at work, sir. He like, Cara, listen, I was just grabbing, you could have grabbed a burger at home. We got a house full of groceries. Why you eating up here? And I see this girl looking out the window and she's smiling.
To the corner store.
Hold on, Mr. Thomas.
Wait a minute. So you see, so there's a woman looking, where is she?
She in the restaurant, she's sitting at the table looking out the window. She just a smiling. I'm like, this the same bride that told me that she was with you. This the same bride from the picture. So, I mean, you got some explaining to do, homeboy, because I ain't with it and I'm changing locks. I just want you to know. So by the time you get home, nothing works. Like, you need to explain.
You at a restaurant with the same woman you not friends with?
I don't know what she seen, but when she pulled up at that restaurant, I was coming out the door with my plate. I had ordered my food that morning for breakfast. It was 4 other women standing in that store.
And you didn't happen to see that one of them 4 was the lady that's been in contact?
I didn't mess with nobody. She came out to the truck tripping.
I didn't ask you, did you mess with him? I just said, did you see? Did you see your ex-girlfriend?
I wasn't paying no attention to him. I just wanted to get my food and leave.
Take it back a couple steps. Why did your ex-boss show up to pick you up from work and you're not there?
I had forgot I had told him to come pick me up from the house. I just walked from the house up the street to the restaurant, because it's right up the street from my house.
So was your ex, the same ex we've been talking about, in the restaurant at the same time you were?
She could have been in there, but I wasn't paying no attention to them. I was hungry.
And you saying if she was there, you didn't know she was there?
Yeah, she was in
It's
there.
just
I
a
don't know if
huge
he's hungry or
coincidence.
thirsty. I don't know what he is. Okay.
I think you're a little thirsty.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I have a third story which puts everything into play. When your boss tell me something, that's a whole different story. He like, listen, since you want answers, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Your husband was messing with somebody when we was in Georgia, and here's the Texas, and if you don't believe me, go through his phone.
Look,
And
And I got the Texas to prove it.
so his boss tells you that
His
he's
boss
been
told me
messing
about
around
a
with
whole
some...
different incident that I didn't even know about. But I'm glad you did, because you just signed his divorce papers, signed, sealed, and delivered.
All right, now you have evidence of this?
Yes, I do.
Ron, would you please get this evidence?
Yes, Sean. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So his boss tells you in response, get your old man's phone and look at the girl he had up in Georgia.
Right.
look, that's...
So did you do that?
I did.
And what did you find?
Pictures, messages, the works.
Really?
Okay, were you texting this woman in Georgia?
No, ma'am, I have people that live here. I didn't text nobody, ma'am.
All right, tell me what these texts look like.
These texts were a girl laying out with, all you see is a tattoo on her butt cheeks, was part of my ass. And a message saying the night was great. So you tell me what that means. And then she got a picture of
You
her
didn't show me where
butt
this
hanging out.
message was at in my phone.
If I had the picture still, and I could recover the pictures, that's the only picture I was able to recover was screenshots because I lost my phone.
Your Honor, I don't know what messages she talking about. I don't do stuff like that. Sir.
You have not been involved with anybody since you've been married to Ms. Thomas. Is that what you're telling the court?
Yes, sir.
We'll see.
Well, we have a marriage on the line, husband.
We will see.
And what the evidence that we have heard today is that a woman texted you and said, your husband is meeting her to have oral sex with her.
Absolutely.
He just gets up and leaves because he says he don't want you nagging him.
Yep.
I gotta tell you, if there's everything to nag about, that would be the one.
Tell me about it.
The second thing is you get a text from the same woman. She sends you a picture of your husband taking a selfie with her. And then the final thing is that you wake up and find his boss there to pick him up from work. And you're like, he's not here. They meet at a restaurant. You, like Dick Tracy, slow walk that thing down, block him in, and lo and behold, sitting in the restaurant is this same woman.
Laughing and grinning like it's funny.
And my understanding is that if you find out that your husband is in fact cheating, a man you are not even living with right now because of all of these allegations of cheating.
Not living with her, not wearing a ring.
Yes.
And they're living separate lives in separate households.
And it's splitting their family apart. Their children are suffering.
Absolutely.
But you are saying, I'm done.
I'm at a wrap. I'm done.
But if you find out he's not cheating, are you willing to reconcile and move this marriage forward?
I am. I'm willing to work. I'm all hands down willing to work it out. I really need to make it
But
come
you
home.
need to know.
But I need solid proof.
You need to know. You need to know. So what we have at risk is a family, Mr. Cutler.
Family and a marriage. This court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court would like to call licensed and certified forensics examiner Terry Fisher to determine, is he cheating? Ron, please escort Mr. Fisher into the courtroom.
Okay.
Mr. Fisher.
How are you, Mr. Fisher?
I'm good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good. Could you explain what you did to investigate this case?
On this particular case, I did a full forensic analysis of Mr. Thomas's cell phone. This included searching his messages, his messaging apps, as well as looking for any deleted photos, videos that may be relevant to the case.
Did you uncover anything in Mr. Thomas's phone?
Yes, Your Honor. The first thing I found was that 2 weeks ago at 1:17 a.m., Mr. Thomas sent a text message to a woman.
Where you
you
at
at?
so I can see you? Send me address.
Did this conversation continue?
Yes, Your Honor. This particular conversation continues all the way until 2:18 a.m. in the morning.
They're doing this for almost an hour.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you find anything else in Mr. Thomas's phone?
Yes, Your Honor. I actually found a photo of a nude woman. I was then able to determine, after a thorough examination of the photo, that the woman in question was actually Mrs. Thomas.
Because you was finna get business. You was finna get it.
So you have sent photos of yourself, personal in nature, to your husband?
I have.
All right,
Get the business.
that's grown folk stuff.
You was finna get the business.
And did you find anything else other than that?
No, Your Honor.
Well, we ordered a polygraph examination of Mr. Thomas, and we have the results. Ron, would you please hand those to me?
Yes, Your Honor.
You know, Mr. Thomas, you look nervous.
I ain't nervous.
You looking down, folding your lips.
Is there anything you want to tell us before we read these
sir.
results?
No, sir.
You sure?
The only thing that I want to say is that I want my wife and my family back.
Do you? Do.
All right.
We'll see.
Mr. Thomas, you were asked, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your wife since you've been married? Your response to that question was no. The lie detector determined that you were being truthful.
Told you. No.
I see relief. I see a lot of emotion on your face. What do you want to say to your husband?
I apologize.
Now, can I come home? Seriously.
He can't make it more plain than that.
You can.
Thank you. I'm tired of staying in my mama's house. Seriously.
You can. I give you that.
Thank you.
I give you that.
Okay, y'all look like y'all want to go on. Y'all can come over and see each other. Y'all know each other.
Jerk. I give you that.
Well, I gotta be a jerk.
All right, I love a happy ending. But a happy ending isn't the end.
It's not.
All right, so y'all are gonna go out of here, get your family back together, get back in the same household together, get back into the same bedroom together, not to be underrated. And you all are gonna have to move this ball forward. You both want to be together, you wanna have your family together. You know he is being truthful and, more importantly, faithful.
Yeah.
You all are engaged. You've been together for 20 years, and the court file shows you've been engaged 3 times. Is that correct?
Fake.
3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be the last time if you find out he's cheating.
Absolutely.
All right, you brought this case today. Tell me what's at stake here.
Well, Your Honors, been with my fiancé for 20 years. We have 3 beautiful children. We've had 3 fake proposals. And he's cheated on me 3 times as far as I know, so we're gonna find out today. The ring is gone, just like this relationship's gonna be gone if I find out today that he has cheated again.
So you out. You see the look on her face?
I do.
She ain't playing.
She is serious.
I mean, I see, yeah.
And she's already thrown away the ring.
All right, Mr. McNeal, how are you, sir?
Fine.
Tell me why you are here.
I'm here to prove to my wife that I love her and my kids, and that I'm not a cheater. And I do have a lot of besties that I like chilling with.
All right, I'm getting a comment from yes,
I'm not his wife. We're not married.
You're saying your fiance?
Yes.
And you say you have a lot of besties.
Yes.
Okay, besties, I saw that in the court file. Everybody's your bestie.
Yes.
All right, okay. You said there was cheating in the past at least 3 times. Tell me what happened.
Okay, in the past, well, he has a child. That is the same as my other one. I asked him about it because I got a notice that she was having a child. I asked him, did you cheat on me? Do you have a girl pregnant? No, she just, gave me oral copulation, that's the word?
Sure.
Oral sex, I'm sorry, I use that word because I don't know that real word. Okay, but yeah, that's what he told me, and I said, I graduated high school, and your esophagus and your uterus is 2 different places.
So, Mr. McNeal, how does this woman that you're involved with get pregnant just through oral sex?
That was in the past.
Okay, that still doesn't explain the biology of it.
I cheated.
You're admitting.
I cheated, yes.
You admit that.
You didn't come clean when she asked you about it, but you have come clean since then.
Yes.
Okay, so why did you take him back after all that?
Well, Your Honor, I have been grounded in the church, so I believe deeply about family and forgiving.
You took him back.
Yes.
Why do you believe that he's cheating now?
Oh my goodness, there's so many reasons. I brought evidence for one. Can I go?
Why don't you step over to the monitor? Yes, please.
Remember this. Think about this. Remember this. Okay, so I'm sitting at home. I'm talking to my sister on the phone. Bring. Phone picks up. I'm answering. Hello? Can I speak to Benny? I'm like, I'm sorry, he's not here right now. I gotta take a message. See how nice I am, right? That's how I was on the phone. So about half an hour later, phone call rings again. Hello? She's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, but is Benny there? I'm like, no, who is this? She was like, I know you his aunt, and he said that you don't like people calling for him. His what?
She said you his aunt?
Yeah, he told her I was his aunt.
Oh.
Don't call there because I don't like him having phone calls. I said, so where you at, baby? She said, I'm at the train station. Well, baby, I'm gonna come meet you because I don't know where he at. And I need to see him make sure that he meets you. So went down there and I goes to her and I'm like, you so-and-so? She was like, yeah. I said, trust me, I'm not his aunt, but I am his baby mom. I said, but I'm not the type of girl that jump on the girl. I'm gonna sit over here, you sit over there, and we gonna wait for Benny to come up. So we sitting there, and I'm just sitting and I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. So I'm waiting for Benny to show up.
Okay, so Ms. Garrett, so that's you, and that's the other woman, and you all are at the train station, and you're just waiting.
I'm waiting.
You're waiting.
So tell me what happened. I can't wait.
So then Benny comes pulling up. So when Benny comes pulling up, I told the little, she said, hey. So she walks over, and then as she's about to almost get to him, I step up, and I walk over. He comes and grabs me, told me, come on, Nicole, try to turn me around. Come on, Nicole, come on. I'm like, oh. You remember that, right? Okay. So I was like, no, where you going? I was like, that girl calling you. He's like, ain't nobody calling me. He was like, nah. He was like, I don't know her. Oh, you know her. Because this is the second time that something like that happened. It wasn't exactly that example.
So she's calling him.
Yeah.
Hey, and he's walking, he doesn't even acknowledge her?
He doesn't acknowledge her. I acknowledge her because I'm a female.
Did he say anything to her?
No, not until I made him.
I walked past because I was shocked that Nicole and her was together.
I know you were.
So I was trying to run.
I think shock don't even begin to describe what you felt when you pulled up and you saw your fiance and your other woman there together.
Looking at you, looking at them, looking at you.
It was really like a movie because I was like,
were you sleeping with this other woman?
no.
Okay.
Have you ever slept with this other woman?
We all in one accord. He lying.
No.
Okay, you got a button we can put.
Have you had any kind of relations with this woman?
No.
Nothing ever happened.
No.
Can we go to the next one then? Because I can name other times.
Miss Garrett, have you caught it with any other women?
Just recently, we got, he got another child. We got this one, right? Then we got one just recent. We sitting at home watching a movie. Now his phone is always on vibrate all of a sudden, okay? Mm-hmm. So his phone is on vibrate. We talking, he gets up, he goes to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, no big deal. Nobody thinks nothing, right? So I get up, I go to the bathroom too. So when I get to the bathroom, I hear a shower running. So I pause, I listen, and I hear, well, you gonna do me like that? And then I hear, lower it. And then I hear, well, you gonna give me some? So I knocks on the door. He like, wait a minute, it's me. Open the door. Why the door locked? So he's like, oh, I use the bathroom. He go run out. Oh, wait a minute. What was that on the phone?
I was talking to a friend.
A friend?
What were you talking to your friend about?
My friend was showing me something that I feel like it would have been disrespectful if I'd have seen it next to her.
What was that?
Breast.
That your friend was showing you their breast?
Yeah.
Color, you got any friends that do that?
No.
You bet not.
Better not. And so you felt it would be disrespectful for you to look at your friend's breast while you sitting next to your fiance.
Yes.
Okay,
Wow, he's
so
a
you
polite one.
He's
No. I got breasts. I'm a
Yes.
female.
Look,
And I'm well endowed, right? Like, come on now. That don't make no sense. 20 years. The best years of my life. 20 years. I'm 40 years old. I don't got time to get playing with him. We were supposed to get married over 3 different times. 3.
and that hadn't happened.
No, he proposed to me in church. Now, sacrilegious. Like, come on now. How you gonna propose to me in church and don't really mean it? My wedding gown is in the box.
And
You
he's
just
doing
waiting.
he's proposing to you, and he's looking at some other woman's breast. So, Mr. McNeal,
Yes.
why are you looking at some other woman's breast, and why are they showing you their breasts?
Through my lifetime, I had a lot of friends. My friends sometimes want to show me things and stuff like that. I mean, she showed me them, and I went.
Friends show you a new car. Friends show you a new house. Friends show you new clothes they bought. Friends don't just, hey, look.
I mean, she was a real one of my ex-friends, and she just showed me. And
That was an ex-friend.
She's an ex-friend.
Your Honor.
You mean an ex-girlfriend?
no girlfriend. That's the ex-friend.
Any woman in particular that you're worried about or that he may be involved in?
Any of them that he called bestie, any of them. And all these besties, Your Honor, I don't know. How we
don't know
together
near
20
one
years
of 'em?
and we don't go to each other's houses. They don't come to my house. They don't call, nothing. But they your bestie. But how come I don't know them? Don't you know his friends?
I do.
So if they your friends and that's
Okay.
all they are, why I don't know them?
Okay.
Why is that?
Because she don't do what they do. She don't smoke, she don't drink, she don't gamble, she don't do nothing. So why would I want to have her around people that do this and gamble? If you're a church woman, you don't do that. Why should I want to put you around that?
Well, why would you want to be
Yeah,
around it? If you got a church woman, why you want to be around
Because
it?
listen, through my trials and tribulations, she know what I was. Nicole know what I did.
And you said was, right? So you ain't there no more.
Okay, but the fact is, though, I still have friends. I met.
Okay, but
I
you're
know
not
the way
doing it.
before I knew
Birds
you.
of a feather flock together. If you're doing that, that's where you go. Can I tell you something else? His besties, you know, he go out and he hang out. I'm like, well, how's you going out all the time and you say you ain't got no money? Oh, one of my besties give me money. What besties you know that give money all the time for you to go out to the casinos and
where
stay
do they
out
go?
days and days at a time?
Where do they go? These besties who giving him money, where do they go?
To the casino.
casino.
We go to gamble. I gamble.
To
I
the
love
casino.
gambling.
So you think he's cheating with some of these?
He gotta be. What woman gives a man money to gamble with every single time? And again, how come she don't come to the house to pick him up?
Why they always meeting somewhere to go?
Exactly. Why they gone for a day and a half?
So, Mr. McNeal,
Yeah.
so you say you're at the casino.
Yeah.
Is that somewhere you go on a regular basis?
Yeah, to gamble, to try to get money for my family.
How long do you?
Ask me the money at, cause I ain't seen. Show me the money.
How
Where's
long
the
do you?
money?
When you go to the casino, how long are you there?
A couple hours to like the next morning.
So all night you're there,
Yeah.
basically.
You believe he's with these women, sleeping with them?
Yes.
I ain't sleeping with
Not
no
at the
women.
casino.
No.
There ain't no sex involved, man.
Well, you know, interestingly, the court has uncovered some research. We contacted the casino that you frequent, and in contacting the casino, we learned that they have different levels of player cards.
Yeah.
And what they have is one level for kind of entry-level players. We have a mid-level, and they have a highest level. That's how casinos work, right? And you're familiar with that, right? Well, this casino, the level of card that you get is based on your wins, your losses, how much you bet, and when and how long you're playing. So a player like you who's there all the time, you know, overnight, you know, steadily pumping money in, you've got to be at the highest level because that's how they base the cards, right?
I just got a card. So I ain't gonna.
But you're there often, you're playing, you're overnight
Yeah.
all the time.
But
Your besties are feeding you money.
Yeah.
So clearly you've got to be at the highest level. But when we spoke to the casino,
go ahead.
we looked at your card and it shows that you are just at the entry level. Not indicative of somebody who's spending all their time at the casino.
All right, well, I think, Mr. Cutler, we have enough evidence. My personal favorite, the woman at the station, she goes there, the young woman's there, Miss Garrett's there, Mr. McNeal is there, and when he walks off, he sees them both.
Cold busted.
Cold busted.
Yeah, I was busted.
Caught him in the bathroom, video chatting with a friend, and this friend said, look, I got something for you.
And he's trying to get a banger lower.
He claims he goes gambling for a day, 2 days at a time. His besties just keep giving him money, and they don't want anything in return. And me and you both know there ain't no such thing as a free ride.
And now his fiancé thinks that she's the one that's getting played.
She thinks she's being played.
And this
I'm being
20-year
taken for a
relationship
ride,
is
that's it.
on the line.
If she finds out he's cheating for a fourth time, she's out. So what have we done, Mr. Cutler?
This court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court will hear from certified polygraph examiner Michael Williams to determine, is he cheating? Mr. Williams, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you this afternoon?
Doing good. You conducted a polygraph examination of Mr. McNeal, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, you look nervous.
I ain't nervous. What I'm nervous for?
I don't know, you tell
I
me.
don't gotta be nervous.
All right.
Mr. McNeal was asked, other than what your fiancée, Ms. Garrett, knows about, in the past 2 years, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your fiancée? What was his response to that question?
Your Honor, his response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Your Honor, the lie detector determined that he was being deceptive.
Yes! I knew it! Oh, I knew it. Holy Ghost don't lie.
She is in tears. Look at her. Don't look at me. Look at her. She is in tears over your behavior, over your refusal to tell her the truth.
Mr. Cutler, he was my first. I thought I was gonna spend my whole life with this man. I wasn't running around in the streets. This is the man that said he was gonna be with me forever. But you gonna take my virginity, risk my religion, everything to be with this man. Me and my dad fell out for years, me being with this man. We got 3 kids together. How do you do this to me? Living in my house. How do you do this to me? How? McNeal, how do you do this to me?
Mr. McNeal, you haven't said a word. You owe her some explanation, some response.
I apologize.
Is that all you got?
I ain't been with nobody, but...
All right. Well, you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink.
But I ain't lying.
Mr. McNeal, now we know why you've got the low-level playing card. Because you won't come clean, and this relationship is over.
Miss Garrett, I am so sorry that you got the answers you got today. I was hoping, because you clearly are devoted to this man. How do you feel as you stand here?
It's over. The Lord already told me. I just want a confirmation and affirmation. I'm done. I'm done.